Hey guys, what is up? This is Mr. A. Crizzy here, and welcome back to another movie review. Now, before I start this review, I just want to let you all know that my friend Gian Miller, he wasn't able to make it. He wasn't able to come and see this movie with me because he couldn't see this movie with me today, and that's why there's no cold opening for this review today. Like, some of you guys may be wondering, where's the cold opening? Well, there's not going to be a cold opening for this review today because, like I just said, like my friend Gian Miller had other things going on for him and his parents, and so he couldn't come with me to see this movie today. And of course we already know my best friend Justin M. He's back at home. Yeah. But yeah, that's all you need to know before I start this review. So yeah. So anyway, this review is going to be on Despicable Me 4. The fourth main installment in the Despicable Me franchise from Illumination. Yep. So, Despicable Me 4 is directed by Chris Renaud, and so in this movie takes place sometime after the events of the third movie. Which the third movie, I'll get to that in a second. I'll get to that in a minute. So anyway, let me just talk about what the fourth movie's about. So anyway. Despicable Me 4 is about Gru, of course, like Gru and the Minions, and so Gru welcomes a new member to the family, Gru Jr., who's intent on tormenting his dad. However, their peaceful existence soon comes crashing down when criminal mastermind Maxine Limal escapes from prison and vows revenge on Gru. And so, Gru has to do whatever he can to try and stop Maxine from getting revenge on him, and so. Yeah, and of course, just like in every Despicable Me movie, we get the Minions who do a bunch of crazy shenanigans, and of course we have the Minions causing like crazy shenanigans here and there. But the main focus on this movie is Gru trying to stop Maxine from getting revenge on him, and yeah, so that's pretty much all you need to know about what Despicable Me 4 is about. So, yeah. So, I just got out of seeing this movie earlier this afternoon at my local movie theater here in Ocean City, Maryland. I went and saw this movie in the afternoon earlier today at 12 o'clock earlier in the afternoon in my area. And so, when I first heard about a fourth movie that was coming out, it actually first made it into development around 2017, around the same time when the third movie came out in 2017. And then of course it was officially announced and confirmed in February of 2022 when Migration was announced too. And of course, I looked at a few trailers to Despicable Me 4, and it kind of looks fine and all. I mean, the last Despicable Me movie actually came out way back in 2017. And what do I still think of the third Despicable Me film? Despicable Me 3 from 2017 with Trey Parker from South Park. I thought the third movie was fine and all. I mean, it was decent, but most in some of my older reviews from 2017 and 2016, most of them didn't really age well. And plus I did give Despicable Me 3 like a 5 out of 5, but unfortunately that did not really age well. Because nowadays I give the third movie just 3.5. As for the first two Despicable Me films, I think I would rate the first Despicable Me movie like 4.5. Since I still think the first Despicable Me is the best one out of all of them, I would give that 4.5 out of 5. As for the second one I would now give like 4 stars out of 5. Yeah. And then as for the fourth movie, how does the fourth movie play out? I gotta say, the fourth movie was actually great. I actually thought it was an improvement over its predecessor. Yeah, despite the mixed reviews and all that, I still think this was a great one. I still think this is definitely like a great Illumination film in terms of a Despicable Me and Minions film. But yeah, this is actually Despicable Me 4 as part of the main installment of the franchise, and of course I can already tell Chris Meledandri, who's the founder and producer of Illumination. I already know he's not going to stop making these movies because we all know people and families out there love these films, including the Minions. Yeah. Yeah, because some scenes in this film were kind of similar to its predecessors. Well, it's not really like a rehash of the previous films because it's mostly like a similar story on trying to stop a bad guy, while at the same time it's also about like families and being a father and being part of the family together. Yeah. And when it comes to the humor in this movie, in Despicable Me 4, the humor itself is kind of fine and all in terms of like keeping younger children and younger viewers entertained. And I'm sure kids out there will definitely get a kick out of this, since for a summer blockbuster film that just came out today. And yeah, so. And of course, the animation is still pretty good, of course, because it's Illumination, of course, because I know Illumination is also known for its cartoony animation styles. And as for the voice acting is still really good. Like, Steve Carell's still wonderful as Gru, and I also liked him in Imaginary Friend as Blue, like John Krasinski's If. And oh yeah, and Kristen Wiig is fine and all as Lucy Wilde, even though I don't really consider Lucy Wilde to be like one of the most cutest women in Illumination. No. And that was almost like one flaw I had with the third movie, where there was actually the third movie from 2017 actually had a scene with Lucy Wilde like gagged in bondage, like ugh. But thankfully the fourth movie does not have a scene like that, so yeah. But as for the other voice actors, they were fine and all, especially when it comes to like Margot, Agnes, and Edith. Like even Miranda Cosgrove. I mean, Miranda Cosgrove's still great as Margot. Like, you know, I've always loved Miranda Cosgrove in most of the TV shows she was on. And yeah, they're fine and all. And let's see. Oh yeah, and also, but I gotta say, the best part about Despicable Me 4, the best part about this movie is Will Ferrell. Yeah, Will Ferrell plays the villain of this film, Maxine Limo. Like Maxine, that's actually the name of the villain character that Will Ferrell plays. Yeah, and I gotta say, Will Ferrell actually knocked it out of the park as he knocked it out of the park as Maxine. Like he was definitely the biggest show stealer out of all this movie. Out of all this, yeah. Yeah, because I've always loved Will Ferrell, and of course I want to give a special thanks shout out to my best friend Justin M, who's a big fan of Will Ferrell. Also a shout out to the Cena Boys, also a shout out to the Cena Boys and Gian Miller, and Calvin as well. Calvin's a new member of the Cena Boys group, by the way. So yes, yeah, huge special thanks, shout out to all of them, and right here, and of course, since permission is granted by Justin himself, I'm going to be showing you guys a slideshow of everything Will Ferrell related, including Will Ferrell himself. And of course, Justin's whole movie collection of everything Will Ferrell, including like some movie posters of the last films he was recently in, including the Netflix film Eurovision Song Contest, which was the last known Gary Sanchez production after it went defunct 5 years ago. And of course, Spirited on Apple TV Plus, which I thought was pretty good. Yeah, so. Yeah, because, you know, Justin's a big fan of Will Ferrell, and, you know, because I already said that a couple times in my other reviews. Yeah. And of course, the note, and of course, as for the Gary Sanchez logo, the variant we know the most is the bullwhip. Yeah, because I don't really need to mention the other variant that Justin told me, but yeah, he also has like 3 pictures of the Gary Sanchez variants, including the neon variant from the house. Yeah, pretty cool slideshow I just showed you. So yeah. And as for Gloria Sanchez, because I mean Gloria Sanchez, yeah, it's basically like a follow-up of Gary Sanchez Productions after Adam McKay and Will Ferrell ended their partnership 5 years ago in 2019. But I just wanted to bring that up for Will Ferrell fans out there. Yeah. But the most underrated Will Ferrell voice role, I will say, is definitely the man with the yellow hat from Curious George from Universal Animation Studios. And come to think of it, I still think Chris Meledandri should have considered signing a multi-year deal with Universal Animation Studios, the studio behind Curious George with Will Ferrell. I still think Chris Meledandri should have considered signing a multi-year deal with Universal Animation Studios to co-produce with Illumination's films released in the 2020s. Like Sing 2 would have been the first. Like Sing 2 would have been the first with Universal Animation Studios with Illumination together. And in order to have the closing logo itself featured at the end of Illumination's 2020 films, I'd say just like replace Jerry Goldsmith's fanfare with Brian Tyler's current fanfare. It's that simple. But that's just me, guys, and I'm just like, just talking about like, yeah. But anyway, so this review, this video is only for my thoughts and my thoughts and opinions on Despicable Me 4. And now that Illumination has released 5 movies in a row that so far in the 2020s. Like Sing 2, Minions: The Rise of Gru, the Super Mario Brothers movie, and Migration, and now this. I gotta say, the best one out of all of them so far is the Super Mario Brothers movie. Yeah. But this was still but Despicable Me 4 was a great movie overall. And at least it was better. It was better than the last movie. And yeah, and like I said, the best part about this movie is Will Ferrell's villain character, Maxine. So overall, Despicable Me 4 was great, and I'm going to give Despicable Me 4 stars out of 5, the same rating I give the second movie. So yeah, if you're interested in checking out Despicable Me 4 for the summer, I recommend checking it out. And yes, and there's also that A24 film with Halsey that's coming out this Friday called Maxine, which I know I'm definitely going to be seeing that since I am really excited for that. But I'll talk about that later, like sometime later. But yeah, soon. But anyway, so like I said, Despicable Me 4 was great, and also yeah, the previews I got in front of this movie, I got Red 1, Moana 2, and of course The Wild Robot. The Wild Robot I'm definitely excited for. I haven't really been this excited for a DreamWorks animated film in years. But it was actually the teaser trailer, by the way. It wasn't the new trailer, it was the teaser one. And Red 1's actually with Dwayne Johnson and Chris Evans. Like I think I'm definitely interested in checking out Red 1. It's this like Christmas action comedy film with Dwayne Johnson and Chris Evans. And Bonnie Hunt's in it too. Yeah, so I'm definitely looking forward to that. And Moana 2, yeah, Moana 2 does have some potential for being like a good sequel. So I'll definitely see Moana 2 since I like the first Moana. Oh yeah, and just like with Inside Out 2, before the movie started, I also got an advertisement for Chuck E. Cheese. Yeah, cool. But yeah, so Despicable Me 4, it was enjoyable and solid enough. So that's gonna be it for this. That's gonna be it for this review on Despicable Me 4, and that's gonna be it for this video. So make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. And as always, thanks for watching. And until next time, this is Mr. A. Crizzy saying goodbye, everybody, and that's about it.